This is Hot Takes with Nick and Justin. Attempt 2 after somehow it stopped recording. But pick up at NFL. We were looking at the power rankings on NFL.com, and there's some surprises. You got Detroit slowly making their way up in the power rankings to number 4.
I think they could. I think they're going to be in the NFC Championship this year.
I really hope so.
Because I think it's going to be.
I hope it's Eagles Lions, but
I think it's going to be Niners Lions if they make it to the second round, just because of the records.
And
now that does worry me if they have to play the 49ers. I don't know how.
I don't know if they would beat the 49ers.
The defense. I don't know how. They would get past that high flying defense.
I think the only way the Lions would win that game is if Brock Purdy was having a bad day. Because we've seen it before. We've seen Brock Purdy not have the best games.
I think it also would help that they have one of the best offensive lines in football. That they could somewhat slow down that pass rush. And they could create running lanes.
Yeah.
So, I think they could beat the Niners. Be tough. It'd be like 60-40 Niners, I think.
Yeah.
Like percent, not score. 60-40 would be a lot.
Really? You think? No. I'm saying you think there's still a 40% chance that the Lions win.
Yeah, I think they're closer than people. I think the defense. Yeah, it is a wide margin, but the offense is. I don't think got one of the best offensive lines of football. Got one of the best 1-2 combos. You got a number 1 receiver. You got a good tight end. So does the Niners have a great tight end. We have Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk's the number 1. I think Debo's the number 2. I just think CMC, clears, but them both. But I do like Gibbs, and then the quarterbacks. I like Goff more than Purdy. That's how I feel. And then the defense, I would think a score would be might be
I don't think just because it's the Niners, I think it'd be kind of high scoring, but not. I think it'd be in the 20s.
I think it'd be a 29-21 type game. That's how I feel it would be.
I feel like the Lions just wouldn't perform as everyone thinks, just because they didn't.
I think they won a playoff game. I did too. I think they're gonna win a playoff game. It's just it will be one of those teams that win a playoff game and the drought is off their back, and they can go out and just play freely and win a bunch of playoff games.
Maybe
that's how I feel like.
Who else is in these power rankings? It's kind of surprising.
It was after the Cowboys, and then.
Oh no, it was the Dolphins at number 6. Dolphins just stay at their same ranking, which I think is respectable for the Dolphins at number 6. I think that's a good rating. Cowboys at number 7. Crazy to think that this team was once, in the beginning weeks, everybody was
the Cowboys.
Their defense was scary.
Their defense is.
It's still scary. It's just that first, those first couple weeks, nobody wanted to play the Cowboys. I can guarantee you that.
But I just feel like the Cowboys. It just depends on how they're gonna play in the playoffs. Will Dak step up,
or if they will make the playoffs?
I think they're gonna make the playoffs.
They might not. You never know. They might do a Dallas Cowboys. Jacksonville going down 4 rankings after losing to who they lost to.
Wait, who?
The Jaguars.
Jaguars lost to the Niners.
Yeah, it was 34-3.
Yeah.
Went down 4 rankings. Sucks to see.
They're a good team. They're not a great team yet.
Yeah, they're good against the people that are on their level. They have that upper edge, but they're just not.
They could beat a top tier team.
They just can't compare with the top teams, in my opinion. They can't.
They have the quarterback. It's just I don't think the team's there yet to.
And the defense. The defense is not there.
They got some. I think it's just they're the Jags. I just feel they're this could be their year, but I think next year is most likely their year. But I feel this year they could get to an AFC Championship this year. I just don't feel like they could get to a Super Bowl this year. That's my thing on the Jags. Because with Trevor Lawrence, you could win any game. They almost won last year in the divisional.
Browns at number 9. With recent news of Deshaun Watson hurting his shoulder and being out for the season, or shoulder surgery, or is it hurting his shoulder again?
Shoulder surgery.
It's tough to say if they're going to keep up this pace, but maybe. And then Houston Texans breaking the top 10.
No, it's deserved.
That is so deserved. I think C.J. Stroud is an MVP candidate, personally. Do you think he could, if the season ended now, who do you think would win the MVP?
So who would you say is the MVP race? Jalen Hurts, maybe. Hurts.
Mahomes is in it, but he's not the front runner, in my opinion.
CMC, Tyreek Hill, Tua, C.J. Stroud. I think right now,
Like, I'm an Alabama fan, and it hurts to say about an Ohio State player, but I think right now the front runner is C.J. Stroud.
who do they play this week? Texans. I'll switch out.
Is it the Bengals?
No, they played the Bengals last week. They play the Cardinals this week.
So it should be a good game
And
for
they play
them.
the Jags.
Yeah.
So
It's
if he can do this,
I think right now, in my opinion, I think it's C.J.
I
Stroud.
think he's top 3 right now. I don't know. I think it's Tyreek,
Because if you look
someone else, C.J. Stroud.
Because if you look at his passing yards and then you look at his touchdown to interception
Oh
rate,
yeah, it's incredible. It's like the best since like Tom Brady, I think.
yeah, like nobody else even. Mahomes is like,
Would you put? I think CMC might be the favorite right now, or someone else.
probably.
CMC, Tyreek Hill, just because the seasons they're having.
Hmm.
But if C.J. Stroud does this for another couple games, like the next 3 games, because they have the Cardinals, Jags, Broncos, if he's able to do the same stuff the next 3 games
Hmm.
and just play good for the next 4 or 5, and they win the division and make the playoffs, he's the MVP.
McCaffrey right now has 747 yards.
How many scrimmage yards?
7. I'll have to do math.
There's a thing on sports.
785
I can just.
with 9 touchdowns, which is a lot.
Yep.
We just expected that he's the running back, but Seahawks going up in a rank, almost in the top 10. Kenneth Walker had a huge
He's
game.
got 1,000 scrimmage yards. On NFL, on Pro Football Focus, Pro Football
Reference?
Reference, yeah, it has the stat right there. 13 scrimmage touchdowns. He's insane. 83 yards per game. He's got 747 rushing yards. How many receiving yards is it? 339.
Like the Seahawks, seeing Geno, like, I don't know. Do you think Geno was like this before
No,
being found out?
no. He was not like this when he was with the Jets.
Well,
He
no,
was-
I'm not saying with the Jets. I'm
Oh.
saying like when he sat out for all that time, being a backup.
I think it helped him. Like just learn.
Just learning?
Just learn how to be what's it called? Like a quarter. Like not learning how to be like.
Because he's definitely in the top half quarterbacks.
Yeah, he matured as a football player. And
It sucks though because he's old,
Pete Carroll. He's not
older.
Yeah, it's not like Aaron Rodgers old.
Because if we saw this Geno for like, if he was like 28, it would be great because then he would just get better. But
I think when he was 20, he was the backup to Ross. So.
mhm.
And
Bengals fall down 3.
which
They're now 5-4. That's probably. I think that they're the most surprising team seeing downfall.
and they play the Ravens tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
They lose. So 5-5.
I think it's not even the Bills that are the most surprising team that are performing poorly, like underperforming. I think it's the Bengals for me. The Bengals, I feel like I was expecting to do well.
Won 5 straight, I think, or 5 out of 1, like 5 out of 6 games. But I don't know if it's just that the Bills have just taken the headlines because they've been on primetime so much.
Hmm.
But I think the Bengals, yeah, they've been underperforming, but not like the Bills though.
Hmm.
I feel like
I think.
the difference between starting 3-1
Mhm.
and starting 0-2 from from being 3-4 in your past some of games to being 5-2 in your last couple games, last 6 games
Yeah.
or 7. That's just how I feel.
I think the Bengals are more surprising just because they have Jamar Chase, who's been not been Jamar Chase. Well, actually, wait. What's his stats ever since? Yeah. Jamar Chase, let's see.
T. Higgins has been hurt. Jamar Chase, 69 receptions, 821 yards.
So, like, against Buffalo, he had 41 yards. Not Jamar Chase, like.
Well, his season has gone like this. He's got in his first 2 games. He had 39 yards, 31. Then the Rams, they won. He had 141. Then he lost against Tennessee, and then he took off. He had 192 against the Cardinals. That was the game after he said, "I'm always big."
Yeah.
Then against the Seahawks, he had 80 yards. Then the San Fran, he had 100. And then 2 weeks ago, he had 41. And then last week, he had 124.
So he's not underperforming. It's just like the team as a whole.
He's not really been like. There's been some games he's been held under 50 yards 3 times.
That's what I mean. Like, he's not Jamar Chase. He's not the Jamar Chase that we know. It's not his fault that they're losing.
I think it did also not help that the first couple weeks Joe Burrow could not move at all.
Joe Burrow was not good.
Because you saw him when he made that dime, 64 yards, that it was just because he could not move.
Mm-hmm.
And also T. Higgins has been hurt. And also Tyler Boyd has the game-winning touchdown in his hands, and he drops it. So it's kind of tough to win when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they cannot run the ball.
Oh, going back to the Cowboys, Leighton Vander Esch out for the season.
Oh, he is?
Yep. Another neck injury.
What did he go to college?
I don't know, but
I think he went to Boise State.
I think it's his 3rd injury for his neck. So now he has to make a decision if he's going to come back to football. It sucks because I think he's younger. Like 28, maybe.
He did go to Boise State. Look at that knowledge. That's why I do immaculate grids. You do immaculate grids?
Of course.
You do?
Mm-hmm. He's 27.
Yeah.
Had his 3rd neck injury. I mean, if you're Vander Esch and you got your 3rd neck injury at that age, you could walk out while you still can.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could put the risk of not even being able to walk.
Yeah.
Neck injuries are so serious. So, that really sucks to the Cowboys that they lost that young guy, but it happens. And I think, I don't know if his first neck injury was in college or if it was in the NFL, but.
I think it was in the NFL.
Anyways, Pittsburgh goes up a rank to 13. Surprising rank of 6-3, or surprising record of 6-3. I mean, I don't really watch the Steelers that much. I feel like they're just boring. That's just me, though. But I don't know if.
One to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on their current standing, like if they're doing good or not. But
I mean, they're winning games. Like, it's what the Steelers do. They win close games. It's Steelers basketball, and not basketball, football.
Mm-hmm.
It's be a close game. Give me a 1-score possession, and then I will say the one thing about Kenny Pickett: he makes plays when it counts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need from a quarterback.
Number 14 rank. Hate to say it, but the Bills.
Bills stink.
I feel bad, but
Bad.
I mean, it's just how it goes. You can't have 12 men on the field. I know we touched on the game, but did we touch on the 12 men on the field?
I don't know.
But yeah, as everyone knows, on our last podcast, Bills fell the Broncos. Number 15, Minnesota Vikings, Josh Dobbs.
I think they should be ahead of the Bills. They should at least be 13. Well, who's 13?
13 is Steelers.
They should be ahead of the Steelers. They should be the 13.
And then 12 is Bengals.
Yeah, they should be right behind the Bengals.
I love Josh Dobbs. Like,
you do?
I say it every podcast, but he's just so fun to watch.
would you wax his bald head for them to win a Super Bowl? Is that a bad joke to make? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
I think he's like accepted it. I think he
Did he have a disease?
um
Does he have
alopecia.
alopecia?
I think it's cool, to be honest. Cuz I don't know. He's just a cool person
He's a cool
and
guy. Him
rocket
hitting,
engineer.
him hitting that when he threw that touchdown to T.J. Hawkins.
The shrug.
Not the shrug. He did the.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty sick.
The crossing his arms. Number
He was on
16.
the Browns too. They couldn't needed him.
No, but I have seen though people making bets. Vikings win with Josh Dobbs, so they will wax their head, which I think is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Josh Dobbs would love it. I think he would respond to the people, to be honest.
I think he would too.
Number 16, the Saints. Derek Carr. Another shoulder injury, just like Deshaun Watson. That's been kind of not great. Michael Thomas has an injury again. And Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
How old is Marshawn Lattimore? He's got to be up there. No, he's 27. Wow.
He was drafted 2017.
Oh, I thought he was older.
Nah.
I feel like he's been on the Saints forever. All right. Who's the next? 17 Colts. The Colts are a weird team. They're 1-4 at Lucas Oil Stadium, which is their home stadium. Surprisingly, I didn't know that until I just read it. I don't know if you knew that.
Knew what?
They're 1-4 at home.
The what team?
The Colts, but they're 4-1 on the road.
That.
4-1 on the road.
The only game they won was against the Titans.
Mm-hmm. The Chargers. God, they could be so good. The Chargers, like,
It could be so good.
so good, but their defense is just not there. Like, if they had a solid defense, they would be the top team in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They score so many points. Like, every time you watch a Chargers game, you want to watch it because it's always going to be high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the opposite of Steelers. They're not boring. You could be not even a Chargers. You could be a Chargers hater and still watch the game because they're just entertaining.
Yeah.
Buccaneers ranked 19. Record of 4-5. Didn't Baker Mayfield have a big game?
Did he begin?
I think you told me.
I think he threw for a touchdown or two.
I don't know, but yeah, I think we'll stop the rankings there just because top 20 I think is good enough to stop at. MLB, some recent MLB news. Aaron Nola denied his qualifying offer.
Yeah.
Did we talk? I don't think we talked about that. I don't think so. But everyone kind of expected it.
Yeah.
That he was going to deny it. I think it's a good thing for the Phillies. Even if they don't see it and they want him back, I think in the long run it's going to be a good thing. Because I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to stick by my word. I think Aaron Nola is not the perfect fit for the Phillies. I think Blake Snell will be much better. But that's just my opinion. I don't know about you, but I know you're a little Aaron Nola fan, but
I do want Nola back. But if he asks for too much, he asks for too much. There's a limit. 23 is my limit for him. I'm not spending over 24. Like 22, 23. That's just how I am. Because I'm not paying him that much, and I'm paying Zach Wheeler getting what? How much is Zach Wheeler getting?
I don't know.
I'm not,
I want to talk about some kind of not off topic of MLB, but Manager of the Year. Skip Shoemaker gets Manager of the Year in the NL over Torey Lovello. How do you feel?
what team did Torey Lovello?
He was Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
Skip Shoemaker is
He's Marlins.
Marlins.
Hey, I didn't know that he was Marlins manager.
I just
feel like,
the Diamondbacks should have gotten it.
yeah, they should have, but it is what it is.
I guess if you can look at it from a certain perspective, then you can say that the Marlins improved so much. But still, I think it's 100% the Diamondbacks' whole, It should have been their award, but
Yeah.
it's man of the year. Who cares? It's not a VP. And then Rookie of the Year came out. Gunnar Henderson got it for the AL, and Corbin Carroll got for the NL. And I think you predicted Corbin Carroll to get it.
Did I?
Long time ago.
I didn't know.
Actually, no. I think you. I don't know if you predicted, but I remember you saying that you were really excited to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
But those two guys got well-deserved awards. Corbin Carroll is just so good. Like,
Yeah.
what he hit, 300?
He hit something crazy.
Like, and he's a rookie, and then he hit something crazy in the postseason. Like, I mean, and he's 23. It's just, he's gonna be crazy. He's gonna be so good. He hit 285.
Did you see the Brian Cashman? I think that's Giancarlo Stanton. How like he always gets hurt. The GM.
I didn't.
He said something about like Giancarlo's can get hurt. Like something about like how he plays. Like he's not like how he plays, but like he's gonna get hurt at some point this year. That's what he basically said. So
Who said that?
Brian Cashman.
Who's
the
that?
General manager for the Yankees.
Why would he say that about his own player?
Let me look it up. Let me see. Don't quote me on this.
As you're looking that up, I'm gonna.
It says calls. It says the New York Yankees made their first significant move. They changed. They got a new hitting coach, but it says so it was necessary to start this offseason. Now that Language keeping John Call on the field, saying Johnny Cashman admitted it isn't all that likely at his point in career. Here's what Cashman said about Giancarlo Stanton. He said, "We gotta get Stanton up and running again." Cashman said in Arizona, "He's injury prone. We all would have to known that, but he's not hit. He's not hit when he's playing, and this year is the first time that it's happened. We try to limit the time he's down." Cashman said, "But I'm not gonna tell you he's gonna play every game next year because he's not. He's gonna wind up getting hurt again, more likely than not, because it seems to be a part of his game. But I know that he's right and healthy. Other than this past year, the guy's a great hitter and he's been a long time. He's gonna wind up getting hurt again, more likely than not, because it seems to be." And this is the guy just saying, "Seems to be part of his game." Ouch. While certainly true, those are some pretty harsh words for the GMs about a core member from your team.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think it's. He said it in his best way he could, but I don't even think he should have said anything in the first place.
That's me keeping your head.
Yeah, like especially as a general manager. But let's end off the podcast with previewing the Celtics and Sixers. Big game, both 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
Last time the Sixers came on top by 3 points. Celtics almost came back. I'm a little nervous. They don't have Oubre, and it's clearly showing that he's a huge part of the team. And that's really all I have. I don't really have a prediction because it could go really either way.
I think the Celtics win just because of the back-to-back. And I think that no Kelly Oubre. I mean, I like Tatum. Well, I think they're in Boston. I like the Celtics just because Tatum and Brown, I think, going to go off. I think Drew's going to make the right plays. I think they can slow down Maxey enough where it's in the Embiid show, but Embiid can't win it by himself. That's my prediction.
I agree.
Uber? Yeah, you better agree.
Not with the score. I don't think. I think it's too close. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's either the Celtics are going to win by like a lot or it's going to be a close game. But why not throw? I'm just going to throw a score prediction out there. Why not? I'm going to say 112 to 106. I'm not going to say winning team.
110, 105 Celtics.
I'm not going to say a winning team. I'm just going to put out a score prediction. But, yeah, I think we have a big game tonight, and we'll both probably look forward to it. So, hopefully we'll be back to, soon to check in, like, immediately after and not wait till next week. We'll see what we have going on. But, yeah, I think this was, this will about wrap it up. And, yeah, this was Hot Takes with Nick and Justin, and we'll be back next time.